Hello. I thought I'd try and shoot this on my camera, my Canon PowerShot L360 HS instead of my phone. Testing. And yeah. I had a very disassociative morning. I was on my phone for a while in bed for an hour, 2 hours, something like that. And I didn't notice anything, then I got out of bed and was very disassociated. Which doesn't happen often, I'm still a bit, it's gotten less. But, yeah. Anyhow, I'm in this park, which is one of my favorite places. When I just need to, escape, I come here. And I can lie on the hill. It's a bit funny because there's someone else who's right there as well. I'm as far away from them as I can get without being close to these people building a house or something. But I like it. Like, I come here and listen, put on my headphones and listen to Wings Wildlife, the album, and everything's just, it just goes away for a bit. I'm just here where I am, and nothing really matters. Because I don't use my, I use the little MP3 player. I think what I was going to say before the video cut out was, or I already said it, but I had lost it, and so I was kind of glad because, it's easier to look into a camera lens than a phone camera because it's in the corner of the video of you. But, my voice is quite high, isn't it? I'm like Drew Monson. No. How about this? Yeah, and then I lost it, and I was like, yeah, I can finally grow out of these MP3 player things. But I do really like them because you can, like, they're the only thing. I think it's got like a clock. It doesn't even have radio. I've had much crappier ones that have had radios. But I mean, it's just like it's completely disconnected from the rest of the world. It doesn't have cell. It doesn't have Wi-Fi. I might be able to record audio, but yeah. So it's lovely to just disconnect from everything for a bit, and that's how I felt this morning. What a link. Didn't even think that through. But like, I went up to my dresser, the record closet, and I just let's see when my arm gets tired. And I just stood there, hands on my knees, bent over, just breathing. And it Like you just, yeah, doesn't, this doesn't happen often. It wasn't like I was having an issue or anything, it was just, I almost couldn't do anything else. And then I got my clothes, went to the bathroom, had a shower, but I had the water, so it was like a tiny bit, like some of it was warm, but some of it was pretty neutral. And I usually have very warm showers. They're hot, you could say. But, oh, there's a seagull, I think. But, I'm yawning. I wasn't yawning like this before. But, yeah, so I had the shower, and it's a pretty quick one. I only have about maximum one cold shower a year, and it's usually in the summer. But, when it's very hot, but, I had it now. And like I had to, at the end, I just kept making it colder and colder until I had to shut it off. And when I dried myself, I just stood and looked in the mirror. Like, I couldn't look myself in the eyes for a while because they were the only living thing. They were like, you know, when you see your eyes in the mirror, you're staring deep into them. And I couldn't for a while. I'm tall enough that that sometimes the top of my head's out of the big mirror frame. 6'1", hashtag, or around there. And, I think I'll just close my eyes. You know, you don't need to see me here. There's some wind blowing, so you can just watch the tree. Might get better audio this way, who knows? I like it more now. So then I just stood there sideways. Just looking at it as if it were. I mean, it was me, but there was a bit of a separation. You don't usually look at yourself from sideways, do you? And seeing like the angles and everything. But anyhow, eventually I stopped and put on a fairly plain red shirt, some plain blue jeans, some gray and white socks, and some, I think, black underwear. Might have been gray, but I think it was black. Oh, something under my hand. But, no, here's a better one. Isn't that nice? Like just the grass. But, got it again. And I deleted Instagram off my phone. I just felt I had to, like, I made it a few months ago as a joke. Like, just to be kind of, like, funny, you know. And I just felt like if it keeps going, I'm gonna get sucked in. Like, I was always already checking it pretty often. Like, if I go eat and then I know, have dinner and leave my phone up in my room, and then I go get my phone after, like, immediately go to Instagram. Oh, there's another plane. Oh no, camera's the wrong way around. But, yeah. But I haven't yawned at all today, I don't think. But, then I went and had breakfast. Without headphones, without music, without anything, just... I was so present. Used up the last of the cereal last night for dessert. I only occasionally have cereal for dessert, but I used it up. And so I've got all these boxes of bags of oatmeal from Costco and a bunch of oats, but I used the bags and had regular, so just salty, more finely cut oats. Which is a bit silly, you know, but I had it, and and as it was cooling down from the microwave, I had just some vitamin pills. We've got these ones that are so huge, less than half the time I'm able to swallow them. Like, they're just massive pills. So then I was like, this isn't working, I can't swallow it, and just bit it. And, sleeping time with Justin. And, they taste so bad once you bite into them. Like, it made me almost, like, puke or something, and that never happens. Like, it made me sneeze, which is very unusual. Like, the sun does it, but not much else. And, no! And so, I got some sugar cubes and ate one and put the rest in the food. And that sort of got the that kind of helped a bit. And then I had a piece of chocolate. Lindt 70% Costco dark chocolate. That, I think it's the best dark chocolate. It's at 70%. I can't have any darker. My mum's got a bit of a sweet tooth, which I inherited, so she's always got a supply, which is well helped from on my part. And, I applied for another job today. I hope it'll go somewhere, because it's one of those, you know, they'll hire pretty much anybody kind of jobs. Like, to the extreme. Like, they had a thing on their website about how California law says, no, I'm not in California, I'm not even in the States. I'm in Puerto Rico now. Because they'll hire people with criminal records, which is like, you know, it's kind of bad that anyone who has a criminal record is gonna, like, have an incredibly hard time getting a job. It shouldn't be that way. They should be able to, like, you know, because, like, you can get a criminal record from so many things, like, you know, if you steal something from a store, maybe. I don't know. You have to pick at my nose there, but not pick my nose, but just scratch it. Hope you don't mind if my eyes are closed, it's just very comfortable. So, I didn't feel like puking after that. Oh, God. It's kind of funny. I'm just yawning away. But, the cool air is so nice, but like the house was a bit cold. But no, so, I made my bed last evening. New bedding and everything. And I think, my pillows hadn't sunk, or whatever happens to them. So, I think my neck was in a bit of a funny position compared to normal, and so my back is like quite stiff, and my forearm as well. And so, and I unloaded the dishwasher, and when, well, that came a bit later, but like, whenever I bent or did it, I can still feel it now. I'd like feel it, you know? And like the cold of the air, I didn't want to like warm myself up or anything. It wasn't that cold, but it was like below room temperature. I think some window might have been open in the house somewhere. And, it's bright. And I just, like, I needed the presence. I needed to be there. Because with Instagram and, you know, watching YouTube and doing stuff online, and, there's a guy there, but he won't care what I'm doing. I shouldn't care if he cares what I'm doing. His opinion doesn't matter to me. But, so I had to be there, feeling, seeing, in a way that is unusual. Not well, a bit different to usual. So I guess unusual as in not usual, not weird. Well, I guess weird. What's the point of this? But, so then I went up to my room and fully shut off my phone. And talked to Bay. Bay told me, I asked Bay, and Bay told me that I can say Bay's real name, so best friend reveal, Andrea. Andrea's a most amazing person of the highest caliber. Shoot. But, whoa, you know when you shut your eyes for a while? And because the sun has different wavelengths, like the light from the sun changes color throughout the day, probably because it's coming through the atmosphere. So, your eyes and cameras and things all have to readjust all the time. Like at one point in the day it's more blue, and another time it's more red. Stuff like that. So when you shut one or both of your eyes for a while and you're in the sun, like, these tears? They have to like recalibrate, so everything just became a bit more green from being very blue. Which, like, sometimes it goes almost completely sepia. I think I prefer sepia to black and white. It's got like a warmness to it. But black and white's great, so I don't know why I have to prefer one, but I like sepia a lot. Whoa, what's happening? But, But yeah, so I've got this thing with my uncle over in Europe where I mainly use Apple Music now. Well, mainly I don't use anything streaming wise I use Apple Music a lot more than Spotify. I think personally if you're paying for it, it's a way better deal. Because like at time of recording, God, you have lossless at no extra price, and I prefer you can organize playlists into folders in the UI and lots of stuff, although I'm not an Apple person. I talked about this in the first video, didn't I? Like, some people always know, like, oh, I might have talked about this already, but I've got no idea. I'm just like, I'm literally talking. Talking to a camera. No difference from talking to Bay. And boy, do I talk to Andrea. Oh, a little wasp. And, yeah. Yeah. Oh, but, we've been doing this thing for a while where we each add one song. So he had the song, I had the song. And we stopped for a long time, because some stuff was going on. But we just picked it up fairly recently, maybe a week ago. And, whoa, a bunch of birds. I think they're crows, but they're not flying like crows, they're flapping their wings too much. No, they aren't shaped like crows. I wonder what. But yeah, we each add a song, and I think we usually stop around maybe like 8 or 12 songs, or 10, or whatever. But I think it's at like 22 or something now, 21. So, the year, funny enough, so it's on a roll. It's a real vibe. I'm giving it all I got. It's very nice getting compliments. He said that my music taste spans it's cool that it spans so many time periods. Because I've been spreading it really wide for this one. Yeah, so that was fun. Then I talked to Andrew a bit, and that was good. She said, oh, oops, fuck. Sorry, Andrea, sorry. But they said that, that no, that disassociating is, can be because your subconscious is changing, and last night we had one of those, late conversations. We were getting into my core beliefs, trying to figure out what they are, which was fun. And so maybe now that I've recognized, I think, I didn't feel like it had fully, slapped me across the face or anything. It didn't really, hit me much in the way I would have expected it to, but, I guess something's changed if I'm suddenly disassociating. Yeah. Can you hear the kid? It's very cute. Hope you can hear me. Such a shame if I couldn't. No, if you couldn't. I think Paul can hear me. No, shame if you couldn't. That's from Babies in Black from Real Love CD single, which is a thing I own, because those songs aren't on streaming. Well, kind of is. It's on Hollywood Bowl as a bonus track, but I'll do my Beatles video. Oh, because Drew Monson said a thing about clickbait titles in a video a while ago, I thought, well, I should do that. And so I'm thinking of maybe calling this video, explaining my last video, because I think that was an example he gave. And I think I should explain my last video a bit, because I just thought, oh, I should do a record thing. Because I hate it when people do record things, but I'm always trying to, because I'm one thing we talked about last night was I'm a very judgmental person. Like, I try not to be, because another thing we talked about was I have this strong sense of right and wrong, in a way, which is good, you know. I mean, I don't, well, you know, I'm gonna try and be objective about it, and I think that'd be the most objective way to put it. So, what even was I saying? But, yeah, I thought I should explain, I thought, gosh, I don't like it when people do record things. I never watch them. It's kind of boring. But those phrases don't exactly line up, do they? Because how could I know they're boring if I don't watch them? But, I saw, oh god, the youngest Moncrief sister. It's so stupid, but like, I can only either remember how the name is spelt or how it's pronounced. And it's usually how it's spelled, and then I can't pronounce it, because it's a whole different language and everything. But, the youngest one, you know, Moncrief, Irish people. Andrea recommended a video of hers to me, and I watched it, and I think I'm gonna learn a little thing or two, as you'll be able to see once I edit this video together. I've got a long ways to go aesthetic-wise, but it'll be fun. Oh, the other person's also recording onto their phone. That's fun. Maybe they've got a podcast and I've got a YouTube channel. That'd be crazy. We should not collab. But no, I think I'm gonna lie on my side. But, oh no, they're like, calling, can you see me? Hope so. They're like, calling somebody, I think. This is a bit nicer. Hope you like it. Through all the grass. Be. But, yeah, so it'll be interesting. Stay tuned. But yeah. Gosh, what was I talking about? It's so nice and windy. Like, I love the cold air. I'm gonna be going at the end of the summer to a place where it's either really hot or really cold most of the time, apparently. Whereas where I am now, I mean, I like it when it's Like, it doesn't seem like it, but this is almost t-shirt weather if there's no wind. Like, I wore a t-shirt part of the way here because I was getting too comfortable. But it was fine. Don't know what happened there. The camera just shut itself down. So here I am again, with no idea what I was talking about. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever be able to, like, capture the realness, and not that realness, but the kind of the feel of the wind and the real look of the trees, the way I'm seeing things, the way I hear. Obviously. I mean, on the surface, of course, you can't do that. But, you forget that you can't really send across the full. You can only send what the camera can record. But that's not why you're here to talk about that, to hear me talk about that. Listen to a bit of a podcast on the Velvet Underground with Fantano that Andrew sent me, where he was appearing. I'm not a big viewer of his channel, but they like him. So, could you hear the bird? It was kind of loud, flying a bit above me. And another one. They sound so funny when they fly. It's like a shaker, like a maraca. But God, it was weird. I love the Velvet Underground, but I think their first album is a bit more, I don't know, revered than it should be. No, not than it should be, but it's like held so high above, for example, White Light, White Heat, their second album. But I think their second album is even more of an artistic statement than the first. And they were kind of like, oh, it's so foundational to everything. This album influenced so many people, and it's like, it's so many things. And it's amazing, and it's like art. But then when it came to their second album, it's like, well, I don't really like this. Well, I don't really like that. Well, this one's fun, but, it's okay. And they rated it less highly. But I think that's silly. And then I wonder if they're going to treat the rest of the catalog where it's a different lineup. I don't know. Fantano, I don't know. He seemed very on his high horse. Oh, I am. I don't know, it's difficult to explain. But, that was a thing that happened. So I guess I'll record a CD video at some point. Because I've got all of the CDs now. Well, there are 2 in the mail, but maybe someday. Like when I was so disassociated, I've got an idea. I should stop recording so the camera doesn't shut off again. Alright, I'm back. I literally turned it off and on. Just to make sure, it doesn't stop recording when I don't want it to. Ooh, what's that? Is that fun? Yeah. So, okay. You can barely see me. No. So you don't need to see me. You can just be right there. Oh, the battery's getting low. Okay. I think I will try to record an audio message on my MP3 player, because I did bring that. Yeah. Don't want this thing to die on me. So let's see how that works out, or if I'll just record another bit somewhere else, which I'll charge up the camera. Okay. Hello. Just checking to see how this works. Never done it before. Seems to be going fine. I've got way more than enough space. It can hold 314 hours, so this should be fine. Where's the microphone? Yeah, I think this is a bit better because I saw the crazy angles that were in the video part, and it's, nerd. Maybe I should just do a podcast. No. I'll do audio sections occasionally, that'll be good. I know the phone I'm gonna have if it's me sitting on the bed. So if I don't pick that, oh no. Yeah. It's nice to feel that you're alive. As I put it, to feel present, Because so much of life is just distraction. And I'm not saying what I'm doing right now is better than anything. Well, no, I'm not. Is it better? Is it worse? Would I like to be like this forever? No, I don't think so. But I think maybe, once in a while it's a very nice change to just be in your own sound. And with, when I was having the shower, I would, a song would, bit of a song would drift into my head. And then it would eventually leave. I only thought about it after it was really at its most powerful, but it's kind of like I was just sitting in an empty, cavernous room. And there was my brain, it was just what I could do, or what I could say, or the sounds, whatever. It was one thing. It was just it wasn't a little bit of a mush of all the sensory input that I'm taking in. Right now, there are the sounds all around me. The feel of everything, but you don't notice it. The sight. So many things moving and happening. When I was in the shower, it felt like it was like an indie movie. And I had to keep sort of pinching myself in a way. Me turning the water colder and colder until I couldn't take it. And I put my arm up against the cold tiling wall And I just kept doing these things. And only one of the lights, which are above the mirror, only one of the three was on at the time. And so it felt like it could have been anywhere because it wasn't like incredibly well lit. It was just, it was kind of, it was just what it was. And yeah. Oh, I don't know what to say. Let's see, what else is happening? I'm listening to a good bit of Paul McCartney lately, which is nice. Just having a chill time. I wonder if you don't like these long gaps, because, well, they feel long to me, but it was funny watching back the record video when I had to edit this out. Because it's like I knew exactly what I had said almost all of the time. So, I could like finish my own words and stuff, and I knew the gist or exactly what I was going to say. Which is a bit funny. I think it's kind of like breaking the brain. Well, not really. Breaking the brain might be like experiencing it all again. But it's someone else's perspective, so there's nothing being broken. Yeah. If someone... No, I shouldn't say that. I should keep the stories about other people at a minimum. Because, it's their privacy. Even if I don't say their names. But, no you don't. Oh, there's someone with a golden retriever, that's nice. I hate tiny dogs. Well, I don't hate them, but I don't know how people can like them so much. Because they're this crazy creature. I love the big kind of like doofus. Not doofus. The big dogs. I like the medium to big. Like the tiny ones, they're just like fighting for their lives all the time. They're like squirrels. They'll flinch at every blink you make. Isn't Womble such a good dog name? My uncle's a different uncle to earlier, but he's got a dog called Womble, which is very, quite the lovable oaf. And then a little dog called Frankie. But Womble is a lovable oaf. Yeah. There's lots I could talk about, I guess, but what do I want to talk about? I've been yawning a bit. Not that long. But, Erm. Ermy. I forgot you were there a bit. Kind of. Well, I knew it, but I kind of didn't. I'm not even drifting off into thought. I'm just lying here as I say present. Did I already say wonder if you like the long gaps? I thought it. But you'll have to deal with them, cause I'm taking long gaps. Cause it's just, you know, when the conversation, like, I try and think of this as, like, between two people. Even though it's really not. Because, well, I don't know. Do I even try to think that? I don't know. But like, you know, I think I'm gonna stop recording for a while. I'll record on my walk back home. That could be nice.
Update, no I won't.
But I think I just need to lie here. Have a nap, maybe.